Hi everyone, it's Danny from Orchid Nature. So today I thought I should make another top 5 type of video, and today I'm gonna talk about the top 5 orchids that I will never buy. Well, not never, but not in the near future anyway. There are some orchids who really don't spark my interest at all, amazingly enough, and there are those who I just think won't do great in my environment, no matter what I do. Okay, so let's start. Now I'm just gonna show you some random orchids, but I will try to provide some pictures on a corner of the screen for you guys. Okay, so at number 5 we have Dracula orchids. And it's not that I don't like them. I go crazy for the little monkey face in the flower. I find them very nice and they're unique. But unfortunately, I don't think I can grow them. They really do like cool temperatures and high humidity, and no matter what I do, my summer times are a mess, and I cannot really keep this orchid in my AC and keep it moist as well and so on. I just think it will be a hassle for me, and in the end, I don't think it will do so great and eventually die. Maybe in the future, if I get some more ideas, maybe I'm gonna try it, but for now, it's definitely a no-no for me. Maybe not so much Masdevallias, but Draculas. I just think they're impossible for me to keep in my environment, and it's a shame. At number 4, we have stinky bulbophyllums. Now, I love bulbophyllums. I've seen pictures of their flowers. I find them to be the most beautiful flowers I have ever seen. But many of them have very foul smells, like rotten flesh and all sorts of stuff. So it's really not that I would feel disgusted about it. I think I would be very interested and very curious to see how they smell. Also, the flowers are gorgeous. But I do grow my orchids in a closed balcony, and if that stuff starts to smell in my balcony, all my house will smell like that, and I could not enter this balcony. And if I try to keep it in the other balcony, the smaller one, which tends to be open all the time, they would most probably freeze to death in the winter time because the window is always opened, and in the summertime they would cook because I have about 35-40 degrees in there, have a southern exposure. So no matter what I do, I cannot grow them, and it's a shame. But yeah, I can just imagine how it would be for my house to smell like rotten corpses. Yuck. At number 3, we find something that is in the limit of I don't like it and I can't grow it. And this is the vanilla orchid. To be honest, it really doesn't do much for me in the terms of I don't really like the orchid. I must admit, it's really fascinating how it can transform into the spice that we use, or condiment, I'm not sure how to call it. I really know the process, but growing it, I think it's a hassle for me, would be a hassle. I would have to mount sort of a very long pole covered in moss or something to keep it hydrated. Its growth habit is to climb up. She's a climber, and yeah, I don't think my environment is suited for it, and also it's not enough for me to be attracted by it. Also, the flowers don't last that long, and if you want to get some vanillas, you have to pollinate them, and then the process takes a bit too long, and I'm not even sure if it's fragrant, and if it's fragrant it might not smell like vanilla, and so on and so forth. In the end, I really don't feel that I really want this orchid, and it doesn't do anything for me, unfortunately, plus the fact that it would be a hassle for me to try to grow successfully. At number 3, we have something that I really don't want to have in my collection, and this is a Vanda Si Bling. And this is because I tend to run out of patience at some point. I'm very patient for a while, and then all of a sudden I just run out of it completely, and I just get really frustrated. And Vanda seedlings tend to take many years to reach maturity and bloom, possibly about 5 years. And the problem with that is if you buy a seedling, especially from eBay or something like that, or unknown sources, you really don't know if it's a quality hybrid. You really don't know if it has mutations, if it has all sorts of stuff. And imagine you caring for it 5 years and it blooms, and it's really a letdown. So you're gonna be slightly torn apart caring for that orchid because it was your baby for five years, and being a letdown. And I don't want to be put in that position when it comes to orchids. I might only have a Vanda seedling only if somebody gave me a seedling for free, but I would never ever buy a Vanda seedling. Now, the number 1 orchid that I promise you I will never have, not even if somebody would give it to me, I would just give it away, is a Leticia orchid or a jewel orchid or something like that. And I don't know why. It's not that it doesn't do anything for me. I completely dislike this orchid as a plant as well, and I cannot figure out why. It has beautiful foliage, tiny flowers. It's something nice, I would say. I can see why people find it nice, but it really doesn't do anything for me. I absolutely dislike it for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, that thing will never be in my collection. Maybe it's not wild enough for me, and for me orchids are something wild. When I look at them, I find them to be wild. Even Phalaenopsis orchids, which are really domesticated hybrids. So yeah, I really don't know why I don't like this orchid, but I will never ever ever have it. I would much rather have 100 of these guys all the same than have a Leticia orchid. Anyway, so yeah, that's my top 5 orchids that I will never have, partially because I don't know if they will do so good in my conditions, partially because I don't like them. It's weird not to like an orchid, yeah? So, alrighty, what I want you to do is actually tell me in a comment if there's any orchid that really doesn't spark your interest, or if there's anything that you absolutely dislike, like in the case of the Leticia, in my case. So yeah, I'm really curious to know if you guys have something like that, if you don't like some orchids, or if you do absolutely love some orchids. And also, if you want, leave me some suggestions about other top 5s if you want to view some other top 5 stuff. So give me ideas if you want to see something like that. What top 5s you want me to make. So okay, thank you for joining. If you want to see other videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also leave me questions or suggestions in a comment. I always read them. I try to answer as soon as I can. And yeah, visit orchidnature.com for more information, and of course the Orchid Nature forum. I'll see you next time. Bye.